out of
We've done
nowhere.
300 plus episodes of Built Cell Radio. I don't think we've ever had a situation, I'd have to go back, none comes to mind at least, of an entrepreneur selling to one of their clients. And I can imagine this being a fairly complicated situation because A, they're a client, B, they're in the industry, C, you want to keep them as a client regardless of the negotiation
True.
comes. How big a client was this relative as a percentage of your overall revenue?
I'll tell you, that's the surprising part, because Jan hits me up one day. I was in the Philippines and he was in Toronto still, like I was working on TendoPay, and he says, hey, this company is interested in buying us. I'm like, oh, who are they? He's like, well, we did a couple projects for them, you know? So they were a very small client of ours at the time.
Less than
I didn't even
5%
know
of
the
your
name. That's how it was. So yeah, like I wasn't too scared about the impact on the business, and it was a very friendly conversation with the founders from the get-go. So even if it didn't work out, it seemed like, you know, we'd be in good terms. It wasn't very, it wasn't very worrying.
And what did you have that they wanted? Because presumably, you know, a relatively large integrated advertising agency could hire a team in Philippines relatively easily. What is it that you had that they placed value in?
So what I realized after the fact is, sure, they were happy to buy cash flow and you know, buy a production team, but they were really keen on building their ad ops team.
What's ad ops mean?
Advertising operations. So it's like people managing campaigns and things like that. And they were keen on doing that, and they realized that the Philippines had very talented people and very cost efficient, where we had been 4 years or 5 years before that. And their idea was to leverage what we had learned in building a structure and a team in the Philippines, and build their own team of ad ops people similarly in the Philippines, and save costs, etc. So they wanted to buy our knowledge as well as the cash flow from the business. That was really the idea.